I seek refuge in God from Satan in the name of Allah, who is gracious and merciful. Quran topics by Tanvir Kazmi, chapter number 238 and 254. Animal sacrifice and slaughtering. Al Baqarah, Surah 2, verse 67. Moses, Musa alayhi salam, said to his people, God commands you to slaughter a cow. They said, are you mocking us? He said, Allah forbid that I should behave like the ignorant ones. Al Baqarah, Surah 2, verse 71. He says, it is a cow neither trained to plow the earth nor to irrigate the field, one free from fault with no spot upon her. They said, now you have come with the truth. So they slaughtered her, but they could hardly do it. Al Baqarah, Surah 2, verse 96. And complete the Hajj and Umrah for God. If you are prevented, then what can be obtained with ease of sacrificial animals? And do not shave your heads until the sacrificial animals has reached its place of slaughter. And whoever among you is ill or has ailment of the head or ransom of fasting or charity or sacrifice, and when you are secure, then whoever performs Umrah Hajj, what can be obtained with ease of sacrificial animals, and whoever cannot find, then a fast for 3 days during Hajj, and of 7 days when you have returned. Those are 10 complete. This is for those whose family is not in the area of Al Mosque Al Haram, and fear Allah and know that God is severe in penalty. Al Ma'idah, Surah 5, verse 3. Prohibited to you are dead animals, blood, the flesh of swine, and that which has been dedicated to other than God, and killed by strangling, or by a violent blow, or by headlong fall, or by the goring of horns, and those from which a wild animal has eaten, except what you slaughter, and those which are sacrificed on stones, altars, and that you seek division, that you seek decision through divining arrows. That is grave disobedience. This day those who disbelieve had despaired of your religion, so fear them not, but fear me. This day I have perfected for you your religion, and completed my favor upon you, and have approved for you submission, Islam as a religion. But whoever is forced by severe hunger with no inclinations to sin, then indeed God is forgiving and merciful. Al An'am, Surah 6, verse 118. You shall eat from that upon which Allah's name has been pronounced, if you truly believe in His revelations. Why should you not eat from that upon which God's name has been mentioned? He has detailed for you what is prohibited for you, unless you are forced. Indeed, many people mislead others with their personal opinions without knowledge. Your Lord is fully aware of the transgressors. You shall avoid obvious sins as well as the hidden ones. Those who have earned sins will surely pay for their transgressions. Do not eat from that upon which the name of God has not been mentioned, for it is an abomination. The devil inspired the allies to argue with you. If you obey them, you will be idol worshippers. Al An'am Surah 6 verse 138. And they say, these animals and crops are forbidden. No one may eat from them except whom we will, by their claim. And there are those whose backs are forbidden, and those upon which the name of God is not mentioned, an invention of untruth about Him. He will punish them for what they were inventing. Al An'am, Surah 6, verse 142. Some livestock supply you with transportation as well as bedding materials. Eat from Allah's provisions to you, and do not follow the steps of Satan. He is your most adherent enemy. 8 kinds of livestock regarding the 2 kinds of sheep, 2 kinds of goats. Say, is it the 2 males that he prohibited, or the 2 females, or the contents of the wombs of the 2 females? Tell me what you know if you are truthful. Regarding the 2 kinds of camels and the 2 kinds of cattle, say, is it the 2 males that he prohibited, or the two females, or the contents of the wombs of the two females? Were you witness when God decreed such prohibition for you? Who is more evil than those who invent such lies and attribute them to God? They thus mislead the people without knowledge. Allah does not guide such evil people. Say, I do not find in the revelation given to me any food that is prohibited for any eater except number one, carrion, running blood, the meat of pigs, for it is contaminated, and the meat of animals blasphemy, the meat of animals blasphemously dedicated to other than Allah. If one is forced to eat these without being deliberate or malicious, then your Lord is forgiver, the most merciful. Al-Nahl, Surah 16, verse 114. Therefore you shall eat from God's provisions everything that is lawful and good, and be appreciative of Allah's blessings. If you do worship Him alone, He only prohibits for you dead animals, blood, the meats of pig, and food which is dedicated to other than God. If one is forced to eat these without being deliberate or malicious, then Allah is forgiven most merciful. You shall not utter lies with your own tongue, stating, this is lawful and this is unlawful, to fabricate lies and attribute them to God. Surely those who fabricate lies and attribute them to Allah will never succeed. They enjoy briefly, they suffer painful punishment. Al Hajj, Surah 22, verse 36. And the camels we have made them of the signs of religion of Allah for you. For you therein is much good. Therefore mention the name of God on them as they stand in a row. Then when they fall down, eat of them, and feed the poor man, and feed the poor people who are contented and the beggar. Thus have we made them subservient to you, that you may be grateful. Al Safat, Surah 37, verse 102 to 107. And when they attained, and when he attained to working with him, he said, O my son, surely I have seen in a dream that I should sacrifice you. Consider then what you see. He said, O my father, do what you are commanded. If Allah please, you will find me of the patient ones. So when they both submitted, and he threw him down upon his forehead, and we called out to him, saying, O Abraham, you have indeed shown the truth of the dream. Surely thus do we reward the doers of good. Most surely this was a manifest trial and test, and we ransomed him with a great sacrifice. Al Kawthar, Surah 108, verse 2. So pray to your Lord and sacrifice. So pray to your Lord and sacrifice. Sadaqallahu Azim.